Hey everyone, Dave here. In this week's video, we're going to talk about what I think is one of the most essential pieces of hardware every video editor needs, which is a nice, fast, solid-state drive like this one here, the Samsung T5. Before I got this drive, I was editing off spinning hard drives, which was very slow, especially if you're trying to shoot with anything in 4K. It would lag all over the place, and because the spinning hard drive is not able to keep up with the file footage. And then I switched to start using my internal SSD on my laptop, but that was a small drive and it was filling up space quite quickly, so I decided to go and purchase one of these Samsung T5 drives. And this is a 1 terabyte model, so I have a 1 terabyte solid state drive. It's bus powered, so all I need is the USB to plug it in. It comes with the regular USB-A cable, and it comes with a USB-C cable if you have one of the newer MacBooks or newer Windows laptops with USB-C. I went with the 1 terabyte because I feel this is the average of most of the videos I shoot for my clients are under a terabyte. The biggest one I had was just a couple of months ago. It was all day shooting with 2 cameras. And I think with the end project and all the sequences and multicam sequences and everything like that, I think I was up to about 900 gigabytes of data when it was all done and said so. So most of my client works between 60 and 200 gigs for any project that I do, and once I'm done with that project, I move it off onto an archival drive. Now, one thing I love about this is the speed. Being a solid state, there's no moving parts. The read and write speeds on this drive is incredibly fast compared to any of the other drives I've been using. And I also have a Thunderbolt RAID drive, which I can use to edit if a project is bigger than a terabyte, but again, that rarely happens. And even then, it's still spinning hard drives. Even though it's in a RAID 0 configuration, it will work, but it can be very slow, especially if you're shooting in 4K. So this drive was a little on the expensive side. It was just over $200. I'll put a link down below in the description if you'd like to pick one up. But they also have these in 500 gigabyte varieties, and they also have 2 terabyte drives. And I just saw there's another one out there. It's not by Samsung, I don't think, but I'll try to remember to link it down below. It's like a 4.7 terabyte solid state drive. The thing is crazy expensive, but if you're working with really big files and you need that much space, it might be worth the investment. Another thing I like about this is portability. So if I'm working on my desktop behind me here at home, I could just plug this file in, open up Premiere or Final Cut, and get right to work because the project's stored on here. And then when I'm going mobile and I need to edit on the road with my laptop, all I have to do is plug this into my laptop, and it gives me a great portability and home-based solution without having to transfer files between all over the place. So that's what I love about this drive. So let's go ahead and go over some of the read and write speeds. I'll plug this into my computer and we're going to do some disk speed tests. So let's go over the computer. Alright, here we are. So what I'm going to do is select my target drive, and I'm not even going to choose one of my Thunderbolt RAID. I'm going to choose one of my just regular spinning hard drives I have connected by USB 3.0, so you can see how pitifully slow this is. So watch what happens when I hit start. Look at this. Only getting 10 megs a second. This is outrageously slow, and this is what happens when you're editing off a normal spinning hard drive. And this is a powered drive over USB 3, and you can see it's just not even chugging along, and you can just see everything's all X'd out. Now let's go over to my Thunderbolt drive, which I was editing on before I got this Samsung T5. This was much better, again, because it's in the RAID configuration over Thunderbolt. So we're getting a lot better. We're getting 200 megs on the right and about 280 on the read. So you can see how many X's that we have here. Now I do edit most of my in ProRes 422, but again, even working in 4K, it's not the best. It's still shuttered, and I would have to create proxies for a lot. So now let's go ahead and switch over to my Samsung T5 drive and do the same speed. And now you can see we're over 400 megabytes per second on the right, and just over 400 on the read as well. So now everything in ProRes 422 HQ is on the green, and I can edit off these no problems. If I have to go into a higher format like 10-bit or Cinema DNG, then I'm going to create proxies when I'm doing 4K. But since I have an older laptop, this is a 2014 model, I'm going to be doing proxies when I do 4K regardless, so it makes it much faster. But you can see, even with doing ProRes 422, this is super fast at over 400 megabytes per second read and write, and I think this is a valuable addition to have to your video editing arsenal. Now, eventually, when I upgrade to one of the newer MacBook Pros, which I'm hoping to do soon, I'll have Thunderbolt 3 USB-C, and I'll get even faster write speeds off of this drive. Alright, so that was it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Like I said, this has been one of my most valuable pieces of tech I purchased last year. Like I said, I bought this, I think, about 5-6 months ago, and it's been one of the most indispensable pieces of my kit now. I love using this drive, and I might buy another one down the line just so I have a backup of this, but again, invaluable hard drive to have. So if you want to buy this, I will have it linked down below. It's an affiliate code, so if you can buy it using my link, I get a little kit pack from Amazon for that, and it would really help me out and my channel out, so I would really appreciate it if you use that link down below. Let me know down in the comments what you use to edit all your footage off of. I'd be curious to what everybody else is using. Leave a like if you haven't liked this video already, and make sure you smash that subscribe button to see new videos as I put them out. And that's going to do it for this week's video, and I'll see you next time.